Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. Slight chance of thunderstorms. Today, otherwise sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Highs level off around 90. Thunderstorms likely. Tonight, lows level off around 62. Cloudy skies expected. Cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun. Tomorrow, chance for storms. Daytime highs approaching 77. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Right now, it's 68 degrees.
Kansas Mid-America Network News, I'm Andy Hoosier. Well, yesterday was the final day to register to vote in the state of Kansas for the upcoming primary elections that are set for August 5th for the off-season election year that are for city council and county commission and local school board races across the state of Kansas. Primary election day is set for Tuesday, August 5th. With now the official registration day behind us, advanced voting begins starting today. Numerous local issues are on the ballot across the state of Kansas, including local school board races, city council, and even some communities, including the Wichita community, that is set to decide on whether they will support a 1% sales tax in the community. For smaller communities that will not have primary races, they will look forward to a general election race in November. In other news, Lieutenant Governor and Secretary of Commerce David Toland announced yesterday afternoon that a new grant recipient will be sharing $1 million in total funding. They say the arts generate more than $5.4 billion in economic growth in the state.
A lot of homes built in the 90s still have their original siding and windows. If this is you, then call Burwell Construction at 316-794-3430. New siding and windows can make your house more energy efficient. Burwell Construction has been a trusted name for thousands of homeowners. Call them today, 316-794-3430, and let Burwell Construction give you a free estimate on windows and siding. And Burwell Construction will take care of all your guttering needs. Find them online at burwellconstruction.com.
If it's Goodwill, it's Burwell. Burwell Construction.
For over 38 years, Truck Stuff has been improving the suspension on trucks, Jeeps, and SUVs. We have several brands to choose from, like Metal Cook, Rough Country, Superlift, Carly, and more. Lift it, lower it, or level it. Truck Stuff does it all. And with an in-house alignment machine and the only certified Yukon master technician in the state, we can upgrade your gears at the same time. Looking good and riding good at Truck Stuff at the corner of Central and Washington.
Check us out. Truck Stuff.
Well, the Kansas Board of Education says that they are looking to changing the state assessment scoring levels that they say have not been updated in nearly a decade across the state of Kansas, saying that the current system has been outdated and has not entirely been accurate, saying that the divide within students has been into 4 different levels of the ability based on their test performance. However, members of the school board say the Kansas teachers believe that some students in level 2 deserve to be in level 3 and vice versa.
Our results that were coming out from our former state assessment really weren't matching up with a lot of other measurements. So think in terms of what's happening in the classroom, think in terms of ACT or NAEP. It wasn't matching up.
That audio from KSNT News, where level 3 and 4 qualify as, quote, college-ready levels for public education. But in the new proposed system, districts would be scoring Kansas students on a scale between 400 to 700 on state assessment, with the magic number of 540 in order to be ready for college. Kansas Mid-America Network News. Nebraska Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier with many experts around the nation still breaking down the latest passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill from President Donald Trump at the federal level. Congressman Adrian Smith from the state of Nebraska says that one of the big successes that he had in the bill was advocating for the expansion of private school funding along with school choice that he was able to include into that One Big Beautiful Bill.
I did champion various provisions in the package which will empower parents with educational choice. This would be across the country, a scholarship program through tax credits that would ultimately empower families to decide what education is best for their children.
That audio from KSNB at Local Channel 4, where he said that there were other great initiatives in there, including the great tax cuts at the federal level, giving relief to individuals across the state of Nebraska and to small businesses as well, with the hopes of seeing economic growth across the region. Mid-America Network News.
Midwest summers get downright hot. Don't let your vehicle sweat you another year by getting that AC checked at Danes Automotive in Marysville or Waterville. From tune-ups and refrigerant checks to system leaks or compressor issues, this summer, let Danes Automotive in Marysville and Waterville keep you cool when temperatures rise. With over 85 years of combined experience, let the certified staff at Danes Automotive keep your vehicle's AC in top-notch shape.
Reporting local news, I'm Bruce Dierking. Marysville City Council met Monday and approved use of the city park with free swimming for the National Night Out, August 5th, which is hosted by Marysville Police. Approval was given for free swimming for teen nights on Thursdays, 8:30 till 10 p.m., open to students going into grades 9 through 12, and free swimming for a back-to-school night, open to grades 7 through 12, August 14. Approval was given for the annual Pony Express Gravel Dash and St. Gregory's Half Marathon, September 5th and 6th. Naming the park on the southwest corner of the Kester Block was discussed. A survey of the public will be initiated with ideas including Kester Park, Kester Block Park, Santa's Park, or Rotary Park. A request to add rock and dust control on the 7th Street corridor north of US 36 was submitted by Home City Grain, which is leased property in the Union Pacific Yards, North Carolina Street. It was suggested that the police and street committee discuss the operation before a council decision. Property owners in the 700 block between Center and Calhoun are being asked for cost share for alley improvements on the block, which would include gutter for stormwater control. The city would be included, as this block contains City Hall. Work continues on 11th Road South and is about one-third complete. A meeting to determine the start date for the 15th Street Storm Sewer Project will be held soon. A public hearing for the 2026 budget is set for Monday, August 25th at 7 p.m., with a public hearing to consider exceeding the revenue neutral rate to follow that evening at 7:05. Proposed 2026 budget would be 68.418 mils. This year it was 69.480 mils. Council briefly considered efforts to improve and increase child care availability. Informal meetings have been held and communications with the state and local child care providers will be held. Some state funding may be available for projects related to the effort. Washington County Fair begins this week. Horse Show is Wednesday at the Rodeo Arena. Swine Show begins at 7 Wednesday evening at the Gold Barn. Activities continue through Saturday. We'll begin our live coverage with reports Thursday and Friday afternoons, plus interviews with the 4-H kids throughout the day. Today on KNDY from the pre-fair judging. Pawnee County Fair runs through July 21st. This evening, garden tractor pull and team roping. Fair parade is Thursday evening at 6. This year's theme, Listen to the Music. They'll have entertainment and a barbecue to follow. Activities continue Friday and Saturday in Pawnee City. Marshall County Fair Open Horse Show is set for Thursday, 9 a.m. Speed events at 5. A new arena event this year will be a ranch rodeo Friday evening at 7, with a figure 8 race Saturday at 7. The annual fair parade is Sunday evening at 6 in Blue Rapids. Entries remain open for the ranch rodeo, again a new event this year Friday evening.
It is Friday, July 18th at the Marshall County Fairgrounds in Blue Rapids. It starts at 7 o'clock. It can last anywhere from probably around 3.5 hours by the time they get started and going with that. So I think technically the gates open at 6:30 and then everything starts at 7 after that. So yeah, I'd probably say I think last year we got out around 10:30. It's free admission for anybody to come in. There is no fee if you want to come watch it. For teams, it's $400 a team for the teams to enter for the ranch rodeo and compete. There's a limit of 12 teams, but I think sometimes they'll let a few extra in if they're ready to go. But they like to get at least 12 and then kind of stop it there so it doesn't go too long. There's wild steer gathering, branding, double mugging, and trailer loading. You can either contact anybody at the Marshall County Fair Board or the gentleman who's running it. His name is Alan. His number is 785-844-0941.
Ronald W. Noble, age 61, of Wymore, passed away unexpectedly Sunday. Cremation is planned with a celebration of life service at a later date. Fox Funeral Home of Beatrice in charge of arrangements for Ron Noble. On the Marshall County Senior Citizens lunch menu today, Swedish meatballs with noodles, green beans, and cinnamon applesauce. Tomorrow, tater tot casserole with a muffin, beets, and pineapple. KNDY News Time, 7:13.
With United Bank and Trust online banking, you have access to your hometown bank 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year at ubankonline.com. You can view account balances, access statements, and transfer money between your UBT accounts. You can also view account activity, pay bills, and even make loan payments without being limited by banking hours. Simply visit ubankonline.com to learn more. Online banking with United Bank and Trust. It's banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are possible today with our highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Showers and thunderstorms are likely overnight tonight, mostly cloudy with our lows in the lower to mid-60s. Showers and thunderstorms are still possible into Thursday, otherwise partly sunny with our highs in the mid to upper 80s. Then more rain may continue throughout Thursday night, partly cloudy with our lows in the mid to upper 60s. There will be a slight chance for some rain showers Friday, otherwise sunny with our highs in the upper 80s and lower 90s. Then more rain may continue throughout Friday night, otherwise partly cloudy with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Scattered showers still continue off and on throughout Saturday, otherwise sunny with our highs in the lower to mid 90s. Then showers and thunderstorms are possible into Saturday night, partly cloudy with our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. Some rain showers possible into Sunday, mixing with sunshine with our highs in the lower 90s. And partly cloudy skies over Sunday night with a slight chance for some rain showers and our lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. And still a slight chance for some rain early Monday morning. I'm meteorologist Kara Foster.
Average high temperature, mid-July, 91. Record high on this date, 114. The average low, 70, and the record low, 51. Sunset this evening, 8:54. Sunrise in the morning at 6:12. We received 80 hundredths of an inch with thunderstorms that moved across the region overnight. A lingering rumble of thunder with a cloudy overcast, but most of the precipitation is past. There's still a little scattered activity in far southeast Nebraska, but that's tracking east. 68 degrees, and that's a check of the morning news and weather for this Wednesday, the 16th of July. KNDY News Time, 7:15. I'm Bruce Dierking reporting.
Hi, it's Joni with Minnie's Kitchen. When we opened on March 3rd of this year, we hit the floor running and haven't stopped. So now it's time to have our ribbon cutting and grand opening. Come join us at 813 Broadway from 1 till 4 on Thursday, July 17th with the ribbon cutting at 1 o'clock. And to honor the original Minnie on her birthday, we'll be serving free brownies and ice cream until 4 or until they're gone.
A perfect opportunity for temporary of full or part-time hours and a great starting wage of $16.50. Walmart in Marysville is currently hiring temporary associates for a complete store remodel. Associates will work overnight hours Sunday through Thursday from July until October with possible permanent employment in day or overnight positions available. Candidates will need to pass a background check and be assigned paid training immediately after hire. Be a part of the change today and apply in person at Walmart in Marysville, a driving force in your local economy. Walmart is an equal opportunity employer.
Classic. It's been going on since 1933. It's never finished like this one. We go to Truist Park in Atlanta, home of the Braves in the bottom of the sixth inning. National League already leading 2-0.
And Alonso sends one to right. This one is deep towards the wall. It's gone! A three-run home run for Pete Alonso off Chris Bubich. And now it's the National League 5, the American League 0.
Carl Ravitch on ESPN Radio. Despite a lead that would climb to 6-0 for the National League, the American League would tie it in the ninth. And so in order to avoid a tie, we would have the first ever All-Star game swing off. 3 players from each team, 3 swings, and the most home runs would win. Only one of the 6 participants would homer on all 3 swings.
He swings and sends one down the line and right. He's on a knee, and he has gone 3 for 3 to put the NL on top 4-3. What a show by Schwarber.
The National League wins the swing off. They win the All-Star game. Phillies slugger Kyle Schwarber is your MVP. The regular season starts up again on Friday. Now to the WNBA. Connecticut Sun hosting the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark at the TD Garden. Clark has battled leg injuries this season, and it was more of the same on Tuesday.
Caitlin Caitlin Clark has scored the last 9 points for Indiana. A patented bounce pass. And Caitlin looks like she's in pain after that pass.
Fever beat the Sun 85-77. Clark left the game with what was called a groin injury.
There's a lot of reasons to shop at Macy's, but here's one you might not know about. Macy's has free personal stylists to help you find the perfect looks for summer. They're experts who know more than just the latest trends. They know how to find the fits, sizes, and designers that are perfect for you. Even better, get an extra 20% off the items you find at your first session. Book your free appointment in-store or at Macys.com/personal stylist. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Marshall County Community Band continues their summer concert series Thursday evenings, beginning at 7:30 at the Kester House Gardens in downtown Marysville. Lawn chairs and blankets are encouraged. Handicapped accessibility is available at the west side with 0 entry access. Marshall County Community Band Summer Concert Series, free admission Thursday evenings, 7:30 at the Kester House Gardens in downtown Marysville.
The hot spot this summer is at Tony's Meat Market in Marysville.
Warm weather and long summer days means grilling season is upon us. Steaks, burgers, chops, wings, briskets, and more. When it's time to fire up the grill or smoker, stop in and see Tony the Meat Man, where he knows you by name at Tony's Meat Market in Marysville.
Always with the freshest cuts and great products. Use the drive-up window for easy convenience with prices that won't break the bank. And don't forget, we have the coldest beer in town.
Find us along Highway 36 in Marysville, open Tuesday through Saturday. Be the talk of the neighborhood all weekend long by stopping in at Tony's Meat Market.
And let us get your grilling party kicked off right.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. President Trump's tariffs may be starting to boost your bills. Consumer prices rose last month by the most in 5 months, up 0.3% compared to May. Goldman Sachs says this pace is likely to keep up over the next 2 months. That inflation report sent stocks into retreat Tuesday. The Dow Jones losing 1%, 436 points to close barely above 44,000. The S&P gave up 0.4%, but strong earnings from tech firms pushed the Nasdaq to a new record high. Coffee traders are trying to get ahead of a 50% tariff on Brazil that is due to hit August 1st. Companies are now moving to get as much coffee into the country as they can before those import fees take effect. Clear the way for the cooling towers. Westinghouse CEO Dan Sumner told President Trump at an energy roundtable yesterday that he plans to build 10 large nuclear reactors in the U.S., construction to start by 2030. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Market information for the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm James Guerin. Good Wednesday morning to you all. Markets opening up for the third day of the trading week here in just a little bit. As we take a look at some of the closing numbers from yesterday's trading day over in the grains market, we did see mostly mixed numbers to end off the day yesterday, and a similar story when it came to the seeds market. However, the livestock market started the day off in the green and stayed out in the green all throughout the day. We'll see how these trends continue throughout the trading day today. Market report brought to you by Double T Livestock. Whether your herd is big or small, call Troy at 620-491-3312 to sell them all. That's Double T Livestock. Starting off in the corn market, September corn finished up 1 1/4 at 401 1/4. December corn up 1 3/4 at 419 3/4. Kansas City wheat for September finished up 3/4 cent at 523 3/4. Kansas City wheat for December finished up 0.5 penny at 546 even. In the oats market, September oats finished down a penny at 3.66 even. December oats finished up 4 pennies at 3.64.5. Over in the bean market, August soybeans down 6 pennies at 9.95 even. September soybeans finished down 6 pennies as well at 9.87 1/4. Soybean meal for August finished down 2.40 at 2.65.30. September soybean meal finished down 2.30 at 2.69.50. Soybean oil for August up 39 cents at 54.56. September bean oil up 43 cents at 54.42. Over in the canola market, November canola finished up $8.20 at 6.90.80. January canola finished up $8 at 6.98.90. In the cotton market, December cotton up 47 cents at 68.59, and March cotton finished up 44 cents at 69.84. Taking a look now at the closing numbers from the stock market for yesterday's trade day, the Dow Jones finished down 373 points, the S&P 500 finished down 12 points, and the Nasdaq finished in the green, up 88 points.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Madeline Drake. With corn and soybeans well into the growing season, now is a critical time for producers to scout their fields for signs of nutrient deficiencies. K-State Soil Fertility Specialist Dorivar Ruiz-Diaz describes what to look for in the field.
Obviously, both crops are growing very actively right now, and it's the time of the year that you may start to see some deficiencies, some yellowing showing up in some fields, and it's a good time to identify some of those issues. In some cases, maybe we are able to do some corrective actions. In some cases, it's something we need to consider for fixing it for the next year, for next crop.
He discusses one category of nutrients that plants can show signs of deficiency in.
If we're talking about mobile nutrients, these are mobile nutrients within the plant, okay? So just emphasize that. We're talking within the plant. Mobile nutrients usually tends to show up deficiencies in the lower leaves, and that's, for example, nitrogen. If you think about nitrogen, usually the firing, the yellowing, so it's going to be in the lower part of the leaves. And so, again, that's one key aspect to look at. Other nutrients that will tend to show up in the lower part of the canopy is going to be phosphorus, also a mobile nutrient within the plant. And then, of course, potassium. And if you think about potassium, oftentimes very similar to nitrogen in the way kind of that deficiencies show up, but there are some key differences there. And then magnesium is one that we don't talk too much about, and it's very, very unusual to see that in Kansas, but sometimes in some specific parts of the field that may be something that show up.
Diaz explains immobile nutrients and how to identify them in crops.
This is a good point about the next group of nutrients, which is typically more of the micronutrients, and these are usually nutrients that are immobile within the plant, and so these are the ones that will tend to show up deficiency in the younger leaves, in the new leaves. That's where we usually tend to see that yellowing happen. And in this group is going to be most of your micronutrients. We're talking about iron, boron, copper, zinc. Also the secondary nutrient, sulfur, is actually in this category as well. So if you think about yellowing happening in the younger leaves, that kind of looks like nitrogen, but it's really showing up in the younger leaves, that more likely is going to be sulfur.
That was K-State Soil Fertility Specialist Dorivar Ruiz-Diaz talking about nutrients that corn and soybeans can be recognized as being deficient. For more information, visit eupdate.agronomy.ksu.edu. I'm Madeline Drake, and this has been Agriculture Today over the K-State Radio Network.
July is National Ice Cream Month, and if you like a little psychoanalysis with your dessert, we have just a thing. All about your ice cream personality today from the Old Farmer's Almanac.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmerrancher to learn more.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Wednesday, July 16th. It is the 197th day of the year. And Apollo 11, the first lunar landing mission, lifted off on this day in 1969. Does your favorite ice cream flavor say something about your personality? Some research done by Baskin-Robbins says those with similar taste also share similar character traits. Vanilla lovers are far from plain, for example, but more likely to be on the impulsive side. Chocolate fans are dramatic and lively, while those who favor strawberry tend to be more introverted. And here's one we found surprising. Life is not all sunshine and rainbows for those who order rainbow sherbet. They're more analytically minded with tendencies toward pessimism. That's the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more at almanac.com.
729 from KNDY and 68 degrees with milder temperatures today. Highs only in the middle 80s, middle 70s tomorrow. How about that? And then a warm up, though, into the weekend. Little break as we kick off our county fairs this week. Welcome 0.80 of an inch overnight. Finally caught a shower last night. That activity tracking east out of far, far southeast Nebraska at this hour.
Kansas Mid-America Network Sports. I'm Andy Hoosier. Well, the Kansas State High School Activities Association has officially announced that they will be changing the format for the state basketball tournament sites that are set for the next 2 years for high school basketball tournaments. As KSNT News reports, that the organization said the current format has marked the first time since 1953 in which state championship games of multiple different classes occurred at the same location. As the details did reveal that for the upcoming 2026 year, that the 1A Division semifinals and finals will be held at the United Wireless Arena in Dodge City, Kansas. The 2A and 1A Division II semifinals and finals will be at the White Auditorium in Emporia, with the 3 and 4A semifinals in the Hutchinson Sports Arena at the Hutchinson Community College. Finally, 5 and 6A semifinals and finals will be held at Koch Arena at Wichita State University. The year 2027 will include sites including Salina, Manhattan, Hutchinson Community College, and Emporia. Kansas Mid-America Network Sports.
Professional excavators and homeowners, safety always comes first, and safe digging is no accident. So before you begin your next digging project, remember to call Kansas 811 to have your underground utility lines marked for free. Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig. So play it safe. Put down the shovel, pick up the phone, and call 811 first. This message is brought to you by Kansas 811, reminding you that no matter if your digging project is big or small, don't make a judgment call. Always call 811 before you dig.